So as you may know, I'm moving from New York to San Diego, California. Most of my belongings are going in my pod, but I'm bringing all of my houseplants with me in my Jeep Wrangler. I'm really hoping that they're all gonna fit. This is just gonna be such an adventure for me and for Chloe, my dog. We're super excited, but I've been putting off this process of figuring out how they're gonna fit in my Jeep, so I figured I would just do it today, or at least start to. So this is gonna be like a little series on my channel, all about me transporting my houseplants across the country. It's gonna take me 4 days to get to California, and I think they'll be fine. Like, I don't think it's gonna get too hot in my car, and you know, I'll either have the windows down or my AC running when I'm actually driving, and I think they'll be fine. But I just first wanted to bring all of my plants down here so I could really see what I'm working with. Just by looking at this right now, I don't think it's all gonna fit, but I really hope I can make it work. So we'll see how that goes. My Jeep Wrangler has a pretty small back area, but I'm gonna only have it dedicated to plants, so that will be helpful. Everything else is going in the pod. The next step that I'm gonna do is I need to wrap my ceramic pots in bubble wrap just to prevent them from breaking. So let's get to doing that. Here's my Monstera constellation that I think I'm gonna have to propagate in order to fit it in my car. The way that the stem is growing just makes it take up a lot of space. And then as you can see, the aerial roots are super long. Like, look how long, this is like probably 5 feet long. So I'm gonna actually just start by chopping the roots off because that's not gonna work when it comes to transporting it. I'm gonna use my Felco gardening shears, they're my favorite. Now that the roots are gone, it's definitely gonna be more manageable, but if this doesn't work in my car at this size, I'm going to make a cut right here, and then I'll basically just have the new growth, these 3 leaves, are what I'll bring as a propagation, and I might just chuck the rest of it. I don't know, like, do you guys think that if I propagate this piece off and if I cut off this leaf, do you think new growth would grow from here if I bring the pot with like part of the stem? Or do I need to have a leaf attached? I'm not sure if that would work. But I think I will try to avoid propagating and just keep it as is. But if it doesn't work, then I'm gonna propagate. So the roots, they're about as tall as me. I just thought that was kind of cool. They're huge. I started to box up some of my plants just to get that process started. And in order to allow myself to have more space, I am using some of the boxes that have lids for the smaller plants so I can stack a few boxes on top of each other to give me more space. So I hope that works out. They'll be in the car for about 4 days, so they should be fine if they're not exposed to light, you know, similar to if your plant is being shipped in the mail. I'll just make sure I don't water any of the plants leading up to that because I don't want there to be any issues with like the roots rotting. But on Sunday is when I'm officially moving out of this house. So that's when I'll do my practice run to make sure that everything fits. So that will happen in a few days. I hope you guys are excited to follow me on this journey all the way to California. So as I mentioned before, this is gonna be a series on my channel, the process of me moving my plants across the country. Luckily, my collection is a lot smaller at the moment, so that is allowing me to fit my plants in my car. My collection used to be like 100 or more houseplants, and that would have been a nightmare to deal with that. So I'm actually really glad that my collection is small, but it's still like kind of a pain. It would be easier to have like less things. Whenever you're moving across the country, you're trying to conserve space. And I've gotten rid of so many things. We had a big garage sale, and I still have more than I need, but I don't want to get rid of all my stuff. But moving across the country is expensive, so you want to bring as little as possible. So in the end, it worked out that I don't have as many plants to deal with, especially since like I would never put my houseplants in a pod because they would be on the road for 2 weeks and they probably would tumble over and it would just be a mess. So they're gonna be in the car with me. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, can you leave a plant emoji so that I know that you watched the whole thing? I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch my content. You can also follow me on Instagram, it's Juju Succulents. And I'm gonna get going because I am tired and I just worked a full day and now I have to edit this video. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good one. Bye.